Hey, how you doing? My name is Jason. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm looking at my rear-facing camera, and I think there's a spot right here, a little dark spot. Let me know if you can see that. And that sucks because I hate how I got a new phone because my front-facing camera just died on me. Yeah, so it'd suck if my camera is dying on me already after a year. Yeah, so anyway, whatever. Maybe I just need a new screen protector. So, welcome back to the podcast. It's really annoying. Can you see it or is it just me? It's right on my eyeball right now. Anyway, Naraini, I know you'll be watching this. Let me know in the comments or message me directly. Fun. Went on another great bike ride. It's another sunny day. It's a winter's day. And let me tell you how much I've missed sunny winter's days because I keep traveling. And whenever I decide to travel, it's always like, I need to escape winter and, you know, the shitty Melbourne weather and all that sort of stuff. But let me tell you, this year has been so good. Maybe because I'm out of work and I just choose to go out on the days that are good. And, you know, they fall on weekdays. And if I was working, I'd be working those days. And so I wouldn't fully appreciate those days. And then come the weekend, you know, it's shitty or it's raining or it's overcast or it's windy or whatever. But I've had such a good time. The other fact, for those of you who want to come to Melbourne when everything opens up again, is that winter is not that bad in the scheme of things. It's actually spring that sucks. And people don't get that because spring is the wettest season. September and October are the wettest months. So it's still cold and it's raining. And it sucks, you know. And then by November, it's still like you have some good days and some bad days, and everyone's bitching about how much the weather sucks. But let me tell you, man, Melbourne is one of those cities where the weather, you think like summer, when summer hits, it's not December, it's like January, February, March is like really good summer. And then autumn is still good. Autumn, like we had a great autumn this year. Up until freaking May, mid-May, you know, it was a cold snap on the 1st of May, but let me tell you, really, really good weather this year. So maybe because it's the planes aren't going, less cloud cover, I don't know, talking shit now. Yes, good bike ride, good weather, in a good mood. Except let me tell you about my doctor. I went to the doctor on Monday because basically, I've had this sty in my eye. Now, if you're squeamish, skip ahead. Okay, hello there. Hello. My hand gestures are ridiculous. I'm too Greek. Let me just fix this. Here. Hand gestures, ridiculous. And too much of this. And I've cut, because it's the podcast, I've got to have the microphone, as you can't see it, oh, there you can see it, right there. And I've just swiped the cord. Fun. Anyway, yeah, so I went to the doctor. I've had this sty for ages. I had a sty in like, so a sty is that little white bit on your eyelid, on the bottom eyelid, or it can be on the top, I think, but usually on the bottom. And I had it in January, it went away, but underneath the eyelid was a kind of like, it was still kind of there. And then like when I was like tired or stressed or whatever, it'd start to itch. And then it came back. So I went to the doctor, I got a cream for it. And he's like, normally with styes, you just do a hot press, right? Do a hot press, it unblocks the pores and the white stuff comes out and it's good. But he always is like, oh, but if you've had this for 6 months, it looks like it's a little bit infected, use this cream. So I'm using the cream, ointment, sorry. I'm applying directly underneath the eyelid, behind the eyelid, and it starts to itch. It starts like every 3 hours, it starts to get irritating. So I thought I'd just go back to the doctor and ask if I can stop using it. So, And this was like, I didn't start using the ointment until like a couple of weeks after I went to the doctor. And so I go back and he's like, dude, you're still using that? Blah, blah, blah. And the thing was that on the day of the ointment, on the day of the doctor's appointment, my sty had gone. And I'm like, oh, you know, I already booked the appointment. I can't get my money back. So I go anyway. And I'm like, can I stop using this ointment? And he's like, well, it's gone. So yeah. I'm like, well, it's an antibacterial, wait a day, and then you're good. But I thought I'd ask YouTube. Fun, YouTube. Let me know. Because here's the thing. Now I'm going to show you my eyelid. It might be a little bit gross. Please look away if you're squeamish. So what's going on? Why is it so blurry? One sec. So I'm just clean the camera a little bit. Again, so blurry. But if you look there, it's kind of a bit dark. Yeah, a little bit dark compared to, and I'm looking on the inside of the eyelid, not the eyeball, compared to this, right? Not so dark. A little bit dark. Yeah, and you can see there, that little bump there, that's where the sty was. So I'm just wondering it has cleared up a little bit. What your opinion is, YouTube? Any doctors in the house? Is it infected or is it inflamed? Is it like a bruise that now that it's unblocked, it will go away? Not sure, because I'm using an antibacterial, I wasn't sure if it's gonna go away. I don't know. This little dot here is really annoying. Cool. And lucky last, I'm gonna make a comment. A comment because people have been asking me what I think about the whole Black Lives Matter stuff that's happening in America. You've been sleeping under a rock if you haven't seen it, all over social media and the news. And I have no opinion. I don't want to comment. It's not my place. I'm not American. I'm not black. I have no bone to pick in this. You know, it's ridiculous. It's like, do not ask for my opinion, essentially. So, ask me privately and I'll tell you what it is. But for me, there's no point in commenting because all it does is, for some reason, it's become, again, a partisan issue or a very divisive issue. So I think the only thing I'll comment on it is listen to people and their stories. And listen to, if you don't live in the States, listen to fucking people from different backgrounds and see what their experience is. I think it's a really good time to do that because, yeah, I was talking to someone who's Chinese background, Chinese Australian, and they were telling me some racist shit. And I'm like, really? That's happened to you? Like, I can't believe it. You know, I'm like, it's weird that you'd say that because I thought, we're quite inclusive here in Australia. And yeah, I just thought I thought it was quite odd. But again, everyone's experience is different, la 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 la. And what I will say about the protests happening this weekend in Melbourne and Sydney on Saturday, will I be going? No, because I've already got plans. But if I didn't have plans, would I be going? Probably not. I'd only go just to see. And the reason is that I do appreciate the Aboriginal people and the collectives kind of leveraging the situation so that they can focus attention on Aboriginal deaths in custody, is what we call it here in Australia. Aboriginal deaths in custody, and it is a very important issue for Australians. But what I do fear is that the message will be confused, will be wrapped up with the George Floyd stuff, and that might, again, like there's been warnings by the premiers and stuff that they don't want violence to happen on the streets. We're not America. This doesn't happen, etc. And so I just think that you might be setting yourself up for you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. It kind of feels like that situation. So that for me is what reason why I won't be going. It's not to say I don't believe that more investigations, more inquests, more scrutiny to Aboriginal people in custody and their plight shouldn't be done. It should. It's just that this forum, this way of protesting, I'm not sure. I think the message will be confused, and a lot of people who just want to go out and do something and not necessarily don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They just want to just go and have a good time, or smash some shit or whatever. That might happen. And I'll tell you a quick story. When I was in university, I was at university, and people were rallying people at Monash Clayton to go into the city and protest. I'm like, yeah, protest, great. So I hop on the bus, and they're giving out t-shirts and stuff to wear. I'm like, fantastic, da da da. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's got something to do with like African kids and hunger strikes and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, fucking power, And turns out I went to a protest about university fees. So again, like, I was just going along for the ride and for the party of it all. And we ended up at Melbourne Uni just having beers, and it was a bunch of fun. But yeah, so that was what I was like when I was 20. I can only imagine what this weekend is going to be like. So yeah, so that's the reason why I won't be going. Anyway, you didn't ask, and here's my opinion anyway. Great, fantastic. All right, leave a comment if you think I'm an idiot down below, or in the comments, or just message me directly, or just call me up, or just knock on my door and be like, "You're an idiot!" That I know. But the question is, are you an idiot too? Are we all idiots together in this big wide world? Anyway, let me know about this video quality, because I feel like it's all over the shop today. So cool, peace, and I'll see you next time.